What's up, everybody? This is Xeno, and I'm here with my last video, which is covering advanced metagame. I'm just going to get right into it. If you haven't seen my other videos, I'll link them at the end, and they kind of talk about leading up to this point. The first thing I want to talk about is lack of counterplay in Planetside 2. Uh, just if you don't know what counterplay is an idea in game development where an adverse effect or positive effect, whatever, something you do to an enemy, um, needs to affect both people in a fun way. A bad example of doing this is damage over time in an old MMORPG. You cast it, they bleed for a certain amount of time, they lose health, they're sitting there going ow, 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 and it's really no fun for them, but it's a lot of fun for you. Uh, a good example of counterplay would be the same damage over time, but when you get afflicted with it, your screen might turn a shade of green, your controls might get a little wonky, and it kind of changes and alters your gameplay. So you have to adjust to that. So that's counterplay. Counterplay can be applied to the Planetside 2 meta, and we'll get into that in a little bit. In Planetside 1, when you captured a base, okay, it would take into account the amount of people at the base. So if there's a platoon versus a squad versus just enemies, and it would adjust your XP award accordingly. So, if you defend a base and it's got a lot of people and you defend it against a huge, incoming onslaught, you should be rewarded for that with a lot of XP and maybe a slight buff to like reload speed or something like that. Which brings me into actual rewards for hexes. I talked a little bit about this, where like an aircraft small hex, not a base, might give you, say, 2% faster aircraft afterburner, or not that much, 0.2%, or 0.02%. Or you might get, a small buff to reload speed or ammo capacity, something like that, for each small hex to make those hexes really worthwhile. And again, a benefit to defending. Right now you can't defend, and that all kind of ties back into like the ideas I had in the first video, dealing with shield generators and stuff, and we'll not worry about that. So, big rewards. I want cool items, don't you? When you capture something, you should get maybe a small buff, or you should have just more abilities. Like I was saying, advanced hexes, better rewards for capping a continent. What if you captured Seerhuz, and by capturing Seerhuz, you were allowed to purchase the buggies, or by capturing Seerhuz, it spawns whenever Empire captures Seerhuz, it spawns a trophy in the center of the volcano, and you have to take that to a tech plant. And whichever continent you take it to, that continent can spawn buggies if it's connected to that tech plant. So the enemies can take it from you and spawn buggies, and that'd be really cool. And that's meta that players get involved with. And the other thing that we were talking about, I know SOE wants to do, is missions. Basically quests that squad leaders can give. So it says, hey, TI Alloys, I need help here. I need liberators, and you bring a liberator there, and you kill 5 people, and you get XP. Daily quests like that would be really nice too, just to kind of push people and move them around. And I know that they were saying empty continents so that you can construct your own base. That's a really cool idea, and you could take it a step further. They were talking about power generators determining the size of the base on their empty continent. If you could apply something like that here, where it slowly drains power as you fight at a base and you have to replenish that power or the base goes neutral, kind of like in Planetside 1, that would be really awesome too. And also, we need alternate caps. When I fight at Sarva in here, and I fight at Aladdin here, and I fight over here at freaking Ikanom, it's all the same fight. That isn't really fun. We should get alternate caps, something like an LLU system or the trophy system. Maybe this tech plant is, king of the hill, and the next tech plant you have to bring down all the generators or something to capture it. Just different ways of capturing, different capture mechanics. And the ability to capture something really big and really awesome, like a space station, that you can hot drop anywhere on a map from, if you meet certain criteria. I think that would be really awesome. And a reward for finishing the war. If you capture all of the continents, you should get something really cool for that, something that nobody else gets. Maybe, a crazy mortar gun that the commanders can use, or I know in the first game you got access to the enemy empire's vehicles and weapons, something like that. Especially once we have home continents and more continents, that would be really, really cool. So, I mean, just to kind of reiterate, small changes with big impacts. You know, relatively easy but big. Make us want to defend. Make us not get rewarded for taking the enemy platoon and going to cap. You know, the enemy platoon goes and caps an enemy territory. Well, we go and cap an enemy territory just to get the XP for that. That's not fun. That's not conductive. That makes for poor gameplay and poor counterplay. So we don't want that. Make hexes worthwhile. Give us stuff for defending. Make it easier to organize. Give us missions. Give us big rewards, cool items like base shields, uh, better rewards for capturing continents, and alternate captures. Don't make it the same fight every time. Each fight should be a different experience that makes us adjust how we attack it, approach it, and come into it, and not just from a geometric standpoint, but from a rules standpoint also, and what we're able to do in the game. I appreciate you guys taking the time to go through all of my videos. It means a lot to me, and thanks to the developers for, you know, sitting down and being supportive of this idea and this effort. So crowdsourcing is awesome. Anyway, take care, guys.